Imagine walking into a space that represents the single most important moment of your life. It is dead silent. You have sacrificed 3 years of sleep for one of these desks, only to find out that the answers to the test you're about to take are already being read on a phone screen miles away. On May 3, 2026, 2.27 million students across India entered halls just like this one. For them, the NEET-UG is more than an exam. It is the culmination of immense family pressure and a singular, high-stakes path into the medical profession. But as the exam ended, the relief was short-lived. In coaching hubs like Sikar, Rajasthan, reports began to surface of a guess paper that had been circulating through private WhatsApp groups before the first student ever picked up a pen. This wasn't a lucky guess. When investigators compared the leaked material to the official 180-question test, nearly 140 questions were identical. It was a near-perfect mirror of the most heavily guarded academic secret in the country. On May 12th, the National Testing Agency officially canceled the exam. The news triggered immediate, nationwide chaos. Students who spent their youth preparing for this moment were suddenly out in the streets, demanding to know how the system could fail this catastrophically. The collapse of the 2026 NEET exam shatters the illusion that these seats are earned through merit alone. It forces us to look behind the curtain at a system where the barriers designed to protect the exam were bypassed with startling ease. To prevent leaks, the NTA uses a security framework called CONOPS, short for Confidential Operations. It was designed in 2025 as an absolute defense against external interference. The heart of CONOPS is the bunker system, dedicated rooms where subject experts draft the paper on air-gapped computers with no wireless connection. The questions travel in sealed, tamper-proof packets, legally barred from being opened until exactly 30 minutes before the exam starts. But even the most sophisticated bunker is vulnerable to the humans allowed inside it. No amount of encryption can stop a subject expert who decides to ignore the rules and walk out with the answers. When the Central Bureau of Investigation took over the case on May 12th, they stopped looking for a digital hack and investigated an inside job. The investigation led directly to Manisha Sanjay Havildar, a Pune headmistress. She wasn't an outsider. She was a trusted subject expert appointed by the NTA to set the physics portion of the exam. Havildar bypassed the digital air gap using the most low-tech method possible, her own memory. She simply memorized the physics questions while inside the bunker, walked out, and wrote them down. After printing the leaked materials on a school computer, Havildar attempted to cover her tracks by erasing her digital chat logs and burning her handwritten notes in a desperate attempt to destroy the evidence. From her hands, the leak spread like a contagion. The questions moved through a network of chemistry and biology professors in Latur and Nagpur, eventually crossing state lines into Rajasthan. Make no mistake, this was a massive financial racket. Coaching center owners and local doctors were reportedly paying between 2 and 10 lakh rupees per student to buy their way into a medical seat. While millions of teenagers sacrificed their youth for a fair shot at a career, a wealthy elite was simply bypassing the entire system through a series of backroom financial auctions. The government scheduled a re-exam for June 21, but the damage was done. Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan was forced to publicly admit to a profound breach in the command chain of the national testing system. The political response was swift. Leaders like Chief Minister M.K. Stalin called for the central government to abolish NEET entirely, arguing that it has turned medical admissions into a commercialized, coaching-driven industry. The investigation's most troubling discovery is that this wasn't the first time. The same criminal network that compromised the 2026 exam had already successfully targeted the 2024 and 2025 question papers. This criminal enterprise had become a permanent fixture of the testing system, operating with total impunity right under the government's nose for 3 consecutive years. The NTA's promise to refund application fees is an empty gesture. Money cannot buy back the lost years or repair the mental health of a generation that has lost faith in the process. The real cost is measured in human lives. At least 3 students committed suicide following the leak, driven to despair by the pressure of a game they realized was rigged against them. Now, innocent students are the ones being punished. Exhausted teenagers are forced to carry the burden of the system's failure, returning to their desks for a re-exam they should never have had to take. If the people we trust to build our institutions are the ones selling them out, were we ever really supposed to succeed? The question isn't just how the paper leaked, it's why no one is fixing the system that made the leak possible.